Northeast India Travel Documentary Script Introduction, The Unseen Paradise of India. India is vast. It is colorful, diverse, and ever surprising. But hidden in its farthest corner, beyond the Brahmaputra plains, lies a world that feels untouched, almost otherworldly. This is Northeast India, a land where nature still whispers ancient secrets, where culture thrives untouched by time, and where every sunrise feels like a beginning of a new story. Northeast India is not just one state. It is a cluster of 7 sisters and 1 brother: Meghalaya, Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Tripura, and Sikkim. Each has its own language, food, rhythm, and landscapes. In this cinematic journey, we begin with Meghalaya, the abode of clouds, a land that receives the highest rainfall in the world, home to living root bridges, crystal clear rivers, and villages so clean that they have become examples for the world. But before we dive into Meghalaya's rolling hills and misty valleys, let's first understand how a traveler can begin this unforgettable journey into India's hidden frontier. How to reach Northeast India. Northeast India is connected, yet it feels remote. Unlike tourist hubs like Goa or Rajasthan, you don't just book a ticket and land into luxury resorts. Traveling here requires awareness, planning, and a sense of adventure. By flight, the best entry point is Guwahati in Assam. It has an international airport connecting directly with cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Kolkata. From Guwahati, flights are available to Shillong, Imphal, Dimapur, and Dibrugarh by train. Guwahati is also the main railway hub of the region. Most long-distance trains connect here. From Guwahati, you can take road journeys further into Meghalaya, Nagaland, or Arunachal Pradesh. 3. By road, shared taxis called sumos, buses, and rental bikes are popular. Roads are scenic, cutting through hills, waterfalls, and deep valleys, but expect sharp turns and unpredictable weather, budget, and permits. Traveling in the Northeast is not as expensive as the big metros, but it is not ultra cheap either. Costs depend on whether you want comfort or raw adventure accommodation. Budget hostels are 600 Rs and 1000 per night. Homestays Rs 1200, Rs 2000. Hotels Rs 2500, Rs 4000 for mid-range. Food, local meals Rs 150, Rs 300. Try Khasi food in Meghalaya, smoked pork in Nagaland, fish curry in Assam, and bamboo shoot dishes across the Northeast. Transport, shared jeeps Rs 500, Rs 1800 for long routes. Rental bikes in Shillong. Guwahati Rs 1200, Rs 400 per day. Permits. Inner line permits are required for states like Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Mizoram. For Meghalaya and Assam, no special permit is needed. Pro tip: travel light, rely on homestays, and take shared rides. With smart planning, you can do a 10-day Northeast trip within Rs 35,000, Rs 40,000. Meghalaya, the abode of clouds. Our real story begins as we enter Meghalaya, one of the most enchanting states in India. The moment you leave Guwahati and climb the winding roads towards Shillong, everything changes. The air turns cooler, the sky seems closer, and waterfalls suddenly appear around corners like hidden surprises. Meghalaya means the abode of clouds. True to its name, you will often find yourself walking through villages where clouds drift past you like companions. Shillong, the Scotland of the East. Shillong, the capital city of Meghalaya, is where most journeys start. It is often called the Scotland of the East because of its rolling hills and colonial charm. Things to experience in Shillong. 1. Ward's Lake, a calm lake in the middle of the city, perfect for a slow boat ride. 2. Shillong Peak, the highest point of the city, offering panoramic views. 3. Police Bazaar, the buzzing heart of Shillong with street food markets and handicrafts. 4. Cafe culture. Shillong is known for its music and cafes. You'll find live bands, indie music, and coffee shops with a vibe that feels very international. Shillong is not just about places. It is about the energy of its people, fashionable, music-loving, and warm. The city feels young and alive. Cherrapunji, the rain capital of the world. From Shillong, about 2 hours of drive through misty mountains and green valleys takes you to Cherrapunji, Sohra, once known as the wettest place on earth. Imagine waking up to heavy clouds hugging your balcony. Imagine waterfalls gushing from heights you cannot even measure. Imagine caves, limestone formations, and trails where every step feels alive. Major attractions in Cherrapunji. Nokalikai Falls, India's tallest plunge waterfall, dropping 11-15 feet. Mosmai Caves, natural limestone caves, mysterious and thrilling. Seven Sisters Falls, seven waterfalls cascading side by side, a true wonder during monsoons. Eco Park, a peaceful spot with deep gorges and views into Bangladesh plains, Cherrapunji. Assam, the gateway to the northeast. Every epic journey has a beginning, and for the northeast, that beginning is Assam. Nestled along the mighty Brahmaputra, Assam is both the geographical and cultural doorway to the Seven Sisters. Most travelers first land in Guwahati, the beating heart of the northeast. Guwahati is not just a city, it is a transition zone. The moment you arrive, you feel you've stepped into a different India. It is where spirituality meets modernity. The Kamakya temple perched on Nilachal Hill is one of the most sacred Shakti Pithas filled with mysticism and devotion. On the banks of the Brahmaputra, life slows down. At sunset, ferries float lazily, the horizon burns gold and temple bells echo in the distance. But Assam is more than Guwahati. Just a few hours away lies the UNESCO World Heritage Kaziranga National Park, home to the largest population of one-horned rhinoceroses in the world. Here, elephants wander freely, swamp deer graze peacefully, and migratory birds paint the skies. Assam is not just a stopover. It is the gentle hand that guides you into the deeper, wilder northeast. Nagaland, land of tribes and festivals. Your first encounter is Dimapur, the entry point. Bustling markets, tribal jewelry, bamboo crafts, and a mix of modern cafes set the tone. But the soul of Nagaland lies further ahead in Kohima, the capital. Kohima, a living tapestry. Kohima is famous for the World War II cemetery, where rows of white crosses remind you of fierce battles once fought here. But beyond its history, Kohima is alive with tribal culture. The Naga people, made up of 16 major tribes, still carry forward traditions that go back centuries. The Hornbill Festival. If you ever visit Nagaland in December, you will witness the legendary Hornbill Festival. It is often called the Festival of Festivals. Imagine 16 tribes, each dressed in their finest attire, performing war dances, folk songs, and rituals. Smoked meat sizzle, bamboo rice beer flows, and the atmosphere vibrates with pride and unity. Juku Valley Trek. For adventurers, Nagaland holds a gem, the Juku Valley Trek, often called the Valley of Flowers of the Northeast. Trekking through rolling green hills, bamboo groves, and rare lilies, you feel like you've stepped into a fairy tale. At night, the valley lights up with countless stars, unpolluted and infinite. Nagaland is raw, wild, and deeply human. It is a place where culture is not displayed, it is lived. Manipur, the jewel of India. Moving eastward, we arrive at Manipur, lovingly called the jewel of India. Imphal, the heartbeat of Manipur. Imphal, the capital, is unlike any other Indian city. Its streets are vibrant, filled with markets where women lead. The Ima Hill, also known as Mother's Market, is run entirely by women and is the only one of its kind in the world. Here, you can buy everything from hand-woven shawls to traditional herbs, from fresh vegetables to handmade jewelry. Loktak Lake, the floating wonderland. Just outside Imphal lies Loktak Lake, the largest freshwater lake in northeast India. What makes it magical are the Fundis, floating islands made of vegetation and soil. On these floating lands, fishermen build huts, creating villages that drift gently with the water. Within the lake lies Kebul Lamjau National Park, the world's only floating national park, home to the rare and graceful Sangai deer. Culture and dance. Manipur's culture is artistic and soulful. The state is the birthplace of the classical dance form Ras Leela, depicting the love of Krishna and Radha. Martial arts like Thangta and Sarita showcase discipline, strength, and tradition. Food of Manipur. The Manipuri thali is unique, rich in herbs, fermented fish, bamboo shoots, and a special black rice pudding known as chak hao kheer. Every meal feels like a cultural story served on a plate. Manipur is not just beautiful, it is delicate, artistic, and soulful. Arunachal Pradesh, the dawn-lit mountains. And finally, we come to Arunachal Pradesh, the largest and perhaps the most mysterious state of the northeast. Its name means land of the rising sun, as the first rays of dawn in India touch its snow-capped peaks. Tawang, the spiritual crown. High in the Himalayas lies Tawang, home to the Tawang Monastery, the second largest in Asia. Its golden roofs shine under the sun, while monks in red robes chant ancient prayers. The sound of horns, the flutter of prayer flags, and the crisp mountain air together create an atmosphere of peace unlike anywhere else. Sela Pass. On the way to Tawang, you cross Sela Pass, standing tall at 13,700 feet. The road is dramatic, lined with snow in winter and crystal lakes reflecting the sky. It feels like driving into another world. Zero Valley. Another gem of Arunachal is the Zero Valley,